Welcome to today's class. In the previous lesson, we looked at some examples using the built-in command, built-in statement print. So we had print world, print 3, print 5. So whatever you put in between the brackets is what is displayed when the program executes. We also mentioned that when you put the quotation marks between any, if you put anything in between quotation marks, it's treated as a string. So it's printed as it is. So usually words are what we put there, but you can put numbers as well. So another thing I want to add today is that you can also have double quotation marks as well. So you can say, oh, world, using double quotation marks as well. So it will also give you the same thing. So when you print that, when you execute that, see it's printed just the way it is with the other one. So you could use single quotations or double, but then you have to be consistent. If you start your string with a double quotation mark, you should close it with a double quotation mark. If you start with a single one, then you should close with a single one as well. Another thing I want to introduce today is the concept of commenting out a line. We use this hash symbol, this hashtag symbol. So what happens is that when you put that on before any line, that line does not execute. The way Python reads your code is that it goes line by line. So it reads this line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, like that, keeps on going till no matter how many lines you have. Later on in part 2, we'll talk about flow control, so you can make it come back to a line. Maybe. So when you now execute this now, putting this hash before this print 3 plus 5, if you execute that, then this particular line is skipped. So if you hello world 3, 5, but this print 3 plus 5, that particular one is skipped. So it just goes to hello world again. So that is the new thing we want to, one of the new things to introduce. Another thing also is, you have more examples. You'll say, let's say print from what you have on the to be or not to be, for example. Print this, it will also, so you say hello world, to be or not to be. So leaving this space here does not matter because Python will just go to the next line and just execute it. There's a way to leave a space if you want to. Maybe I'll discuss it later when we get there. So another thing also to note is that you could also print a combination. Or before that, let's just try something else. Let's say print enter username colon quotation. So if you execute this, so you see print enter your username colon. So if you notice, I left a space here so that when a username is entered, in the next class, I think we will be doing that, where you ask the user for an input. So if you don't leave the space, whatever they enter is going to be very close here. So that's why you need to leave the space so that it looks a bit nicer. So you could print so many things. Maybe print word, for example. So whatever you give it, it will execute. It will give you that back. So another thing we need to also consider is, what if you want to combine a string and a number in a single sentence, in a single print line? So you want to say something like, today is 30 degrees, or 50 people signed up, let's say. 50 people signed up. So you could write 50 and put a comma, then your quotation, people signed up. So if you print this, you see that it will print them separately. So you have the 50 and then people signed up because it's enclosed within the quotation marks. It wasn't affected. So you could do it in any way. You could say today is 30 degrees, for example. So today is will be in quotation. Today is, so put your space quotation, then and 30, then another comma, then your quotation marks again. Degrees, quotation, and see what happens. So you see, today is 30 degrees. So that is excellent. I think the space might not be necessary in this situation. So let's just reduce the space and then write it again. So it doesn't become too much space. So today is 30 degrees. Okay. So I think that's excellent. We've learned quite a while. So the concept of strings, again, if you try, I mentioned, it's not only if you do 30 plus 2, for example, 30 plus 2, and then you say print, then you put in quotation 30 plus 2. So these are two different things. 30 plus 2 will give 32, but in a string of 30 plus 2, we just print 30 plus 2 as it is. Let's see what happens. So you see you have 32 and then 30 plus 2. So a string can be, numbers too can become strings as long as you enclose them in the quotation marks. All right. So maybe one last one. You could have all caps, for example. Convert kilo to miles. So this is something you might want to print on top of your code. Maybe if you're building a program that converts kilometers to miles, so you might want to have that on top. Let it print every time before the code executes. All right. I think we can stop here for now for this lesson. In the next class, we'll look at another some new concepts of variables, and also another built-in function called input. If you have any questions, please you can leave them. You can ask, and I'll try to explain as much as possible. Thank you very much.